So the UCI released a report that Chris Froome has been caught for excessive use of the drug salbutamol. Salbutamol is a asthma medication, and apparently Chris was using it in the last week of the Vuelta because he suffers from asthma. That is his explanation. Do I think this is good for the sport? No, I think it's terrible, because now people are going to say, oh yeah, we knew he was a doper, and you see it gives cycling a lot of bad press, and I just think it's all very unnecessary, and especially with it being all directed at Chris Froome. I mean, he's a top profile rider, he's a really high profile rider, so for him to get this kind of bad publicity just does no good for the sport. And then people associate cyclists with doping. So yeah, I really think it's unfair for him, you know. I mean, for these guys, it's either you get on the gas or you pack your bags and you go home. Because if you don't take it, you don't make it, you're not going to be the best. That's just how it is. I mean, if you're pushing 420 watts for an hour after 2 or 3 weeks of racing, then obviously you're not just having fucking rice and sugar and water. There's something else going on. But that's besides the point. I just think it's really unnecessary, and you know, I've ridden with Chris Froome before. He's a good guy, he's a down-to-earth guy, and yeah, it's just amazing to see how he's made his ascent from the bottom of the barrel all the way to the top of the sport. And yeah, I just think that the UCI must retract this and just keep it under the radar, because they must think ahead. You know, it's really bad for business, bad for the sponsors, and it's just a loss for cycling overall. Someone asked me on Tumblr if Chris Froome is doing his avocado and eggs diet, the low carb diet, keto diet, bangting, paleo, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's all the same shit. Chris is definitely not doing keto. Yes, sure, he eats eggs and avocado maybe for a snack for breakfast, but that's not all he's eating throughout the day. Lance Armstrong would often say that he would have 1,000 grams of carbs for any big training rides or any big stages in the tour. So these guys are definitely having a lot of carbohydrates, because you just cannot do it otherwise. Even if you're having 10 cups of coffee a day, you're still going to go fucking down your fast if you're having 100 grams of carbs or 200 grams of carbs a day, whatever these keto people say you're allowed to have. It's absolutely ridiculous, it's nonsense, and ketosis is a toxic state for your body. So Chris Froome is definitely not eating low carb. He's restricting calories, that's for sure, but he's not eating low carb. Chris Froome, when he's at his peak, is weighing 67 kilos and he's 186 tall, so that's like 19.4 BMI, so it's really, really fucking skinny. So yeah, that's what these guys do. They don't restrict. I mean, they don't go low carb, they just restrict for like 2 or 3 months before the tour, and that's how they get so skinny. This whole low carb thing is just a whole marketing, it's a marketing plan basically. So if they can get the big names to say that keto is good, paleo is good, or whatever the fuck shitty diet is now trending is good, then you know they're going to sell heaps of supplement, heaps of product, going to make cash off ignorant noobs. There's a sucker born every day, every fucking minute.